So all that's great. But now you have to manage it, right? And you have to manage this in a way that's efficient, that's automated, and that saves your people time. Well, we did a study with Forrester Research, and what they came back with after talking to some real customers using compute ops management is the numbers you see here on the screen, is we have provided an extremely secure cloud-based tool that can save people up to 75% of the time it takes to manage basic tasks on their systems. Not only this, but there's real time and money involved, right? 4.8 hours per server per year that your people are spending touching a server goes away. And up to $152,000 worth of travel costs to go out and deal with these systems, because let's face it, they don't all sit in data centers anymore, goes away because I can do everything remotely. So huge savings, huge efficiency gains. This is one of those tools that once customers get their hands on it, they actually get into the environment, and we can show you demos. They go, wow, how did I do this without a tool like this before? Now, earlier in the year, we offered a few new features on COM that I'll reiterate here. So number one was now the ability to offer AI-driven insights for your power usage, for your carbon emissions, to not only see what you're using today, but to be able to predict out into the future what that looks like, so that you can start to actually plan your costs accordingly. And now this is even more important in some parts of the world where there are government regulations requiring you be able to report on your ESG standards. Now you can actually predictively say, we think we're going to be here next quarter, and plan around that. Really, really powerful for customers. But we didn't stop just at COM. We also did improvements to ILO itself. We've improved boot times by up to 30%, making that general experience for your server better. So we continue to try to streamline operations, automate operations to offer you all a better experience. That doesn't stop in February. A couple of new features we're showing this week. So first of all, you should see up here on the left side, we have basically improved the ability to make case resolution faster for you all. Is everybody out here familiar with what an AHS log is? Active Health Systems. Anytime you come into support, somebody probably says, hey, can you send us that AHS file? It's got all the information on the system that basically tells you what's going on with that server. And it's been a little bit of a painful experience for customers, having to go get that, download it, figure out where to go put it on Dropbox or something, and get it over to us. Well, we've now automated that for you. If you've seen our case automation feature in COM, which basically recognizes problems, automatically opens the support case, COM can now actually pull the AHS file and send that to support for you to expedite that process. Not only that, but you can take your AHS file, upload it into COM, and we will parse that file for you and show you the important information. So a lot more access and visibility to what's going on in your system. The next feature we're going to talk about here is really about simplifying operations. So many of you that I've talked about, and I know my counterpart Justin, who runs our software group, has talked about as well with customers, is that sounds nice, but I don't just have HPE servers in my environment. In fact, most customers have multiple vendors of server in their environment. So we recognize this, and COM now has the ability to not just look at HPE servers, but it will actually do health monitoring, inventorying, basic operations like that for third-party servers, including Dell, Lenovo, Supermicro. So the ability to see your entire server estate and then act on that accordingly. Finally, minimizing downtime. So this is back to what I mentioned earlier around secure workflows. The ability now to put processes in place that will allow for you to have, hey, I want to go do this action on the server. I want to run a firmware update. Well, that firmware update might take the system down, right? So that needs Joe's approval over here before anybody does that. So it allows you to kind of people-proof your processes to allow you to prevent problems. So a lot of great new stuff, very practical, coming out in COM, available to see this week, and available live in the tool.